Hello and welcome to Cumberland Conversations. I'm Sally Shutt, Cumberland County's Public Information Director. This month our conversation looks at the Friends of the Cumberland County Public Library and Information Center, a nonprofit organization that spotlights library needs and enhances programming. Our guests are Friends of the Library Board member Bryan Tyler and Deputy Library Director Bryan Manning. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Bryan, tell us a little bit about how you became involved in Friends of the Library.
Certainly. When I first moved to the area about 3 years ago and saw an advertisement for the book sales that we do, and thought it was fabulous, and eventually just talked to one of the volunteers there and just to see how I could get involved. And I've been actively involved for over 2 years now.
Okay. Bryan Manning, how important is Friends of the Library to our library system here in Cumberland County?
Oh, it's extremely important. The Friends of the Cumberland County Public Library has been in existence since the 1970s, and for over 30 years it's financially supported and enhanced our programming and the resources we have available for staff to provide programming. It is an organization that makes possible our regular authors visits, the materials we use in crafts and supplies, the food, the little snacks we were able to give out at the teen and the adult programs, the Fourth Fridays that we have, and also it helps support some of our larger events like our annual author showcase, the Libraricon that we have in September, all of the events that are major. The county is very supportive in the day-to-day operations, but it's the Friends support outside of what we get through county funds that makes our programming what it is.
And how are those funds raised? Bryan, tell us about the membership.
Oh, sure. Yeah. The major ways for the Friends to actually raise some resources are, first would be book sales. We'll talk about that then. The second would be memberships. And then we also receive some other donations, and then we also receive the revenues from vending machines throughout all the different library branches. But definitely the largest percentage of our income is through book sales.
So how many members do we have in the Friends of the Library?
Annually we end up with about 500 to 600 members. And membership is simply done through a $15 donation, and that gets you a wealth of other of things. Most importantly, you get to come to the book sales before the general public and get the first shot at the great books.
Okay. All right. So tell us how some of those things that you receive by those benefits you kind of receive from being a member. You get the book sales, but also information. Sure.
You receive a separate email newsletter with upcoming events. And you also can volunteer if you're inclined to do so. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in addition to those membership fees, what are the other areas that you mentioned? Book sales, one area. So tell me about the book sales.
Sure, that's glad to. Right now we do quarterly book sales, and when I say quarterly, that's 2 different sales every quarter. The first one being reserved on an evening just for members of the Friends. And then the second one is open to the public. That's generally on a Saturday all day. What we're selling are actually the donations that come in of books from the public, as well as the discards from the different branches that come through. They're kind of mixed together, and most books begin at $1, and it just raises considerable funds for the library needs. And they've been very successful, and we raised approximately $40,000 this past year from just that.
And Bryan, then the library staff is able to use that, the library to use that to supplement the county's budget.
Exactly, and there are numerous ways that we've been able to use that. We recently updated and modified Hope Mills, and we were able to use some of those funds in improving the furnishings and improving the staff areas. We use it to support our staff development days, so that when we come in for training to learn to improve our services to the public, there's refreshments in the morning and other opportunities through the day to take a benefit of all the help that the Friends give us. The library would still function without the Friends, but the community would notice the impact of having the Friends support withdrawn from us. It is a wonderful opportunity. Bryan mentioned the book sales, but there's all kinds of opportunities of making your own donations of books, or even financially, that would help the Friends of the Library support us as an organization.
Wonderful. Bryan Manning, please describe the book sale room. I know I've been in there, but I know there are a lot of citizens who maybe have never been to a book sale and would be very impressed with the size of the Friends book sale room there in the basement at headquarters.
If you're familiar with the headquarters library on 300 Maiden Lane, if you can imagine one room encompassing about a quarter of the downstairs area, we unfortunately suffered a fire in 2008 that completely removed that collection, but that gave us an opportunity to enhance that room as we did our renovations. So there is space there for all of our books. The Friends do a wonderful job of sorting and not cataloging, but organizing. So it's easy to find nonfiction and fiction and music and movies that have been withdrawn, or donations that we review the donations, but not every book given to us is really good for our collection. It may have already been out of date. We may already have in our collection. So what comes to us first is reviewed by staff, and then if it can't be used in our collection, the Friends use it to generate those funds that help us otherwise. It is truly a remarkable system the Friends have for their book sales. I have helped once with that, and it is really a work of love with people organizing the books, getting it ready for the sales, and then you have a steady stream of customers coming in through one door past our boardroom, going through the room, buying their books and materials, and then exiting out through another exit at the other side of the building. It truly is one of the best features that our Friends provide to us.
It's a great opportunity for people to volunteer and work in those sales quarterly, but also year-round as they're accepting those donations and weeding through those and everything. About how many volunteers are working in that room and keeping that system going?
Sure. There's a chair and co-chair, which I'm a co-chair, and we're there almost full-time, I have to say, 30 to 40 hours a week. We have a lot of volunteers, probably at least 15, that would come in several hours weekly. And then that's just to continue to process the books and get them up on the shelves. And then we also have probably 40 to 50 volunteers that will come in every quarter and help us out with the sales. That's just book sales. I mean, the Friends are also doing other things, such as Library Con and many other events too that we supply volunteers for. So.
Now, citizens can drop off donations at any of the 8 branches, is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Anytime a library is open, feel free to drop off your gently used books or media. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And media, so other things other than books?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's not just books. I mean, it's fiction, it's vintage fiction, it's current fiction, it is nonfiction also. We started an area for old books also now, but it is also CDs, books on CDs, DVDs, foreign language, everything. It's imaginable. It's just like a mini library almost downstairs.
Wonderful.
I mean, I must say that Bryan has taken on, a lot of times we don't have room or the ability to use the donations in that room, but Bryan's been able to use the internet to market some of the books outside of us. If we can't do it through the sale, we can generate funds doing it that way.
Great, great. Now, are there some items that really aren't used, that aren't useful? For example, old encyclopedias. Do you have some guidance for our listener or viewers out there on, things that maybe should just be recycled?
Sure. Well, we always hesitate in saying what we don't take.
Okay.
We'd rather err on the side of taking it, and we can always recycle it later. But yes, of course, old encyclopedias and older magazines and anything, of course, that would be moldy or wet or anything like that. Aside from that, we're glad to sort through it and to get some treasures there. Mm-hmm.
Great, great. Now, what you've raised through the book sales and your memberships and all of that, it really goes to support some really outstanding programming. Bryan Manning, would you tell us a little bit about some of those programs that are going on year-round?
Right. Well, we mentioned already that we have our annual writers' workshop and the Libraricon. The Friends actually help support us with some of our job fairs. We have 2 job fairs a year, but we always look to the consistency of the Friends as supporting our authors' visits. We bring in authors. Elliot Ingalls is a regular presenter at our Friends events. And January 14th, we're going to have a special program. It's the annual membership of our meeting of the Friends. And of course, you can come down and be a member at that meeting. You can join right there. But we're bringing in Jason Mott. He's a North Carolina author from southeastern North Carolina. He is a award-winning poet, but he's also written his first novel, The Returned, and that's been optioned by Brad Pitt's production company for a movie. And we're very grateful that the Friends are able to support us bringing in such an author as Mr. Mott.
Okay. How about Libraricon? I mean, really you have programming for all ages, not just the author visits there for adults. Summer Reading Club's another one.
Exactly. Every year, of course, we have the Summer Reading Club for all ages. We have the adult, the young adult, and the children's. And with the young adults and the children, we have a series of prizes. We would not be able to have those without the Friends' contribution. And we have the Summer Reading Club for adults, where we've had this year, I think we gave away a travel mug. We've given away books, book bags in the past and other items. But also we are able to, with the Friends' money, offer grand prizes of gift certificates, which really is an opportunity for the community to get involved, even if they don't want to at this time become a member of the Friend. By coming in and participating in our Summer Reading Club, it shows support for the library and gives them an opportunity to earn these premiums for completing their reading cycles, whether it's as a child, number of hours that they can read, or if for a young adult and an adult, the number of books that you read. This year we were able, with the Friends' support, to move to an electronic version. So we were able to buy software or subscribe to software where you could enter your books online without having to bring back the paper copies, and we hope to do that again this coming year.
Did you find that the numbers increased by doing it online?
We didn't see that the numbers increased with the young adults or the children. We did see some increase with the adults, but what we did hear were a lot of compliments for the convenience. People were able to participate who otherwise would not have come into the library.
This is some great information, and we're going to take a break for just a moment. We'll be back in just a little bit with some more information on the Friends of the Cumberland County Public Library. Welcome back to Cumberland Conversations and our look at the Friends of the Library. We're joined by Friends of the Library Board member Bryan Tyler and Deputy Library Director Brian Manning. Gentlemen, let's continue this conversation about the Friends of the Library and how they've really helped enhance our library system.
Sure. Well, I was going to add that what we actually fund will change from year to year. We have the regular programs also. But for example, last year we secured a grant, a matching grant for about $330,000 to digitize the artwork collection that we have at the library. We actually act as a trustee in maintaining the artwork, and the artwork, I believe, has been accumulated for 20-some years of some wonderful artists, original pieces. But now that it's been digitized, it's been at least put into electronic format, and everyone can view it online now.
That's great. Now, the Friends help secure grants for the library that the library uses. How have some of those grants been used?
Well, we've used the grants over the years to support our storytelling festival. Last year we were able to work with the Arts Council. We brought in an exhibit from the Holocaust Museum called Fighting the Fires of Hate. That was also companioned with an exhibit the Arts Council had on Anne Frank, and the Transportation Museum also had an exhibit. So working with the community, the Friends have been able to enhance the art and the culture that it's available in the downtown area and also at all the other locations that we have. We make every opportunity available when we learn of it for the Friends, because as a nonprofit corporation, they have the ability to apply for grants that the library as a governmental entity cannot qualify for.
and we like to step up and work very closely, of course, with the director, and she'll work with the staff to see what the needs are. And but for the Friends organization and the funds there, I think a lot of the smaller programs would be probably not funded at all and therefore non-existent. So it's an ongoing process. There's a need out of this one branch, or there's another different need over here at this branch, and there's no funding for it. So that's our challenge then, is to step up and try to find the funding for it. And hopefully it's in our annual budget. If not, then we'll take on other efforts to try to raise some other funds somehow.
Staff development, you mentioned earlier Staff Development Day, but you also provide some scholarships for staff.
Absolutely, we do.
What we have is every year the Friends allocate as part of their budget certain amounts of money. And traditionally we've always had approximately $1,000 to offer $200 scholarships at a time for continuing education, to attend seminars or conferences. But in the last several years, because of the generosity of the Friends, we've been able to fund opportunities for employees to attend the Public Library Association Conference in Philadelphia, or this year the North Carolina Library Association Conference in Winston-Salem. Those with hotel rooms and transportation can be considerably more than new librarians who haven't had an opportunity to attend conferences can afford, and therefore the Friends make it possible for them to go and learn different process, different programming, different ideas, and get a chance to see the latest and newest innovations and products that are available to libraries. And then they come back and report what they've learned and how we can use that in developing our staff further.
And this is an award-winning Friends of the Library. Bryan, tell us about that award.
Absolutely, yeah. Last year, our local Friends organization was recognized by the state organization, and I believe it was only one of 3 or 4 total Friends organizations. Most libraries have, whether they be set up in a county or a city or something like that, most libraries do have a Friends organization. And I know this one's been in existence for at least 25, well, since the 70s, if not longer than that. So yes, so we're very proud to be recognized. We were recognized mainly for our organization and for the actual support that we're able to give for our library. So.
How large is the board of the Friends of the Library?
Sure. We operate basically with a representative from each of the branches, and then the officers. So you're looking at about 10 people total. 10 to 12 people total on the board. That's the actual operating executive board. And then, of course, we have members at large. Everyone who joins gets an annual vote and gets to vote on the officers, and it's a pretty transparent organization.
And then you have different committees. You mentioned the book sale committee.
Oh, sure, yeah. And we have, of course, the authors committee, the speakers, the programming, fundraising, and book sales. Even that is broken down into online sales and sorting and shelving and all kinds of stuff there. So.
Now, another project that you've taken on is the endowment, promoting an endowment. Tell me about the library's endowment fund.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate in this community to have some very generous donations to the endowment. That is handled by the Cumberland Foundation. We actually now have 3 separate foundations over there, and that will augment the actual revenue that we can generate by taking the profits from the annual endowment there. That will help add the additional funds that we need to support the programs. You can give directly to the foundation, the library's foundation, and it's secured by being managed by the Cumberland Foundation there.
Okay. Well, as Deputy Director, Bryan, what's the most important message you want citizens to know about this wonderful nonprofit organization that's supporting the library?
Well, it may sound harsh, but I think that the key isn't that it's a nonprofit corporation, and therefore all their donations can be and are tax deductible. Donations directly to the Friends benefit the library now. donations to one of the endowments managed by the Cumberland Community Foundation benefit for us for the ongoing future. The principals are never touched in those three funds. It's only the interests that are drawn off, and by decision of the Friends and the Board of Trustees of the library, the decision is made as to whether or not to use those funds or to allow it to roll over and increase the principal. But every dollar given to the foundation is securing a future for the library. But even though there's that, what the Friends really need is the participation of the community. We have a community of over 300,000, and at last count we had approximately 170,000 cardholders. So we have a strong support of users in this library, but even those in the community who do not use the library benefit from it, and therefore they benefit from the efforts of the Friends. So I would really encourage everyone to consider making a donation of materials or support or time to support the Friends for all the good work they do for the library.
And that segues very nicely into Bryan Tyler telling us about how you become a Friends, what's involved in doing that.
Sure. Very simple, actually. It's a $15 donation to become an individual member in the Friends organization. And you can do that online at the library's website. You can pay by PayPal, or you can stop in at any branch at all. There's always an application on the desk. And if you can't find it immediately, I'm sure someone will be glad to show you where they are. Just simply mail that in. On those applications, you can indicate also if you'd like to help out as a volunteer, and in what capacity sometimes too. We can use volunteers on many projects other than just the book sale. And within the book sale too, we can use, if someone has the luxury of being available every week, every day even, but even if they only have a few hours every quarter, we can usually match up, and the Friends organization becomes actually a resource for volunteers. We keep running through our list of members every time a need comes up in the library for other volunteers. So.
Okay. Now, quarterly book sales. Tell us a little bit about, because I know the times and dates never change, so put it out there and again, where we can find those book sales. Sure. and dates and times.
Sure. The next one will be in February, and then it's every 3 months thereafter. The first sale is always on a Tuesday evening, and it will be on February, I'm just looking at my cheat sheet, 18th is the first one. That is for members only. So if you pay your $15, you're more than welcome to come that night. If you didn't, you can also become a member that night prior to the sale if you want to wait to then. That gives you first choice of all the books. And then when you think that the books are selling for $1 each, it's an incredible deal. And there is a line. This is very popular, people who have discovered it and use it. And then on Saturday, the following Saturday after always the members ones, we open up to the public. And the hours on that, every Saturday, it's 9:30 to 2 o'clock. No membership is needed. Again, it's just open to the public. You can just come. The line usually starts forming around 8 o'clock in the morning to that, and it's a little tight in there when it starts. But I think the last sale we had on a Saturday, we had over almost 600 people through. 600 customers. So
and that's great. I'm sure some of them buy the books and then donate them back again. So.
We always enjoy that.
Yeah,
yes.
I bet. That's great. Well, our time is coming to an end here, but I really would like you, Bryan Tyler, to tell us a little bit. You've been involved for 3 years, so how has being involved with Friends of the Library helped enrich your life?
Oh, well, I get joy from just seeing the gaps when we talk to the director, and the gaps that are there, where funding cannot be met. And it's just a challenge. It's exciting to know that certain programs are going to continue or actually take place because of the support that the Friends gives. So it's been very exciting for me because I've actually brought the book sales online. And we're still trying to grow that area. We were losing a lot of income from selling every book at $1. So now we do try to pull those more valuable books and sell them online to generate more funds. And that's just, it's probably generated about an extra $10,000 to $12,000 in the past year. That's very exciting to see that new resource of income there coming too. But it's the satisfaction of knowing that certain programs are funded that would not be otherwise funded.
Okay. And Bryan Manning, anything else that you would like to say to the friends and those potential volunteers that are out there in the community?
Only to our existing friends that we, as the library, on behalf of the library, we have our sincere gratitude, always wanting to thank the Friends for all of their efforts throughout the year. And to those who are potential members of the Friends, that it is a wonderful opportunity to get involved with the community, to come out and give back to the community and help build the culture and art that's in our community.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us about Friends of the Library. Our time is up for now. I want to thank Bryan Manning and Brian Tyler for being here and telling us about Friends of the Library and the ongoing programs at our public library. Thank you for sitting in on the conversation. If you have any questions about today's topic, please contact the Cumberland County Public Library and Information Center at 483-7727. We hope you will join us for future Cumberland Conversations. You can learn more about what's happening in Cumberland County government by visiting our website or our Facebook page.